everyone, it's Kathy Champion and you're back in my craft room here at Random Acts of Crafting. Come on in and let's get to crafting. What I had in mind to do today is I showed y'all this template for this little, I believe Lisa called it a windshield wiper card. I was waiting to bring this to you to get permission from Lisa, and I did get permission from her, and she told me that it was fine if I wanted to do it. I'm going to do a little different take on it than what she did, and I am going to make it more of not so whimsical, but something like a little more serious type card. So I picked out some papers, and we're going to be working with this. This is a piece of Graphic 45. And it came from this paper pack called Imagine, and it's this one right here. And this is a really pretty pack of paper, and I got this at Tuesday morning. And anytime I find Graphic 45 paper at Tuesday mornings, I always grab it because y'all know I love Graphic 45. I love the softness in their papers. They have a very vintage look, and I like that. But anyway, we're going to be using a couple of square dies, and here is one of the ones, and that came from a set called, let me get it over here. It is a Gina Marie die, and it's Frilly lace nested square dies. I'll put all this information on the screen as well as in the description, so you won't have to worry about, you know, writing it down right now. It will be in the description. Also, I'm using this little thin, it's like a little thin framelit, and it is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. So we will need both of those dies. And this die came from that same company that my little oval dies came from, and I'll have to look that up and see if I can find out where the name of these. I know they're on Amazon, but I don't know right now if they're available because everything's kind of unavailable right now, and y'all know how that is. It's really hard for us as you know, craft teachers and people that have an online store like myself. We're having difficulty getting merchandise in for y'all, so it has just been really crazy. It took me a month to get one small order in, and a little frustrating, but it is what it is. So okay, moving on. I don't want to complain today, so I'm gonna just move on. I'm going to lay this out of the way because I had already cut, we're going to be using the stamp set too, but we're going to be using the bird and the hello and thanks for being you. And I've already got 2 of those on blocks. Let me go ahead and get the bird out because I definitely want to stamp this little bird. And I need another stamp block. See if we can switch these off. Okay, thanks for being you can go there, and my little bird can go on this one. Isn't that little bird cute? I think it's so cute. Okay, we're going to put that there, and I'm going to line this up so I know I have it straight. And that one goes there. So now we have all of our stamps loaded, and I try to do this for the sake of the video, not being, you know, so drastically long. The little frilly square, this piece is going to get glued behind it, and then we're going to trim that out. The only reason I'm doing this is I want that little bit of cream color to pop behind those little, the little frilly edges. So that will work on in a minute. Let me move the mats out of the way, and we're going to look at just the base of the card. Okay, this is the base of our card. It is 8.5 by 4 1/4. 8.5 by 4 1/4. And this piece is 8.5 by 2.25. So those are your two pieces that makes up your card. Now we do need to do some scoring, so I'm just going to score using this because it's easier, but if you have a scoreboard, just lay it in your scoreboard and you would do it the same way. So I need to score at 1.5. So 1, that's 1, 1.25, 1.5. I need to pull my cut blade all the way up, and then I'm going to score with the score blade, and then I'm going to come over to 3 and I'm going to score it again. And I'm just going to lay that to the side, and we're going to put this piece in, and we're doing the same thing. We're going to do 1.5. And 3. Okay. So now when you get ready to put these pieces together, this is where you have to be very careful because your folds need to go, this fold, the large piece, your scores need to be to the right. And what you're going to do is you're going to fold up like that and then over like that. And you want to go ahead and get a good crease on these because this is going to be crucial for your card to lay like it's supposed to and to perform like it should. So just like that. Now this piece we're going to do it the opposite. It's going to be on the left side, your score marks, and you are going to score, this one's going to go this way. Burnish it down really good, and then this one is going to go this way. So when you finish, you're going to have the pieces that go like this, and you definitely want to get in there and burnish these down really good. Oop. And then your pieces are going to live on top of the card just like this. Okay, before we go any further, we do need to go ahead and put our mats on. So I went ahead and cut the mats as well. Let me move this little piece over here, and that little piece can go there. I decided that inside my card I wanted the dark blue. I think it's going to look very pretty next to the drop of this piece having this pattern paper on it. And I think the pattern paper looks better this way. Maybe that way. Yeah, and we'll do it like that. And see, then this is going to be over top of this. And I think that color combination is just beautiful together. So those are going to be the mats there. And we're also going to mat this piece and this piece. So let's go ahead and get our mats glued down, and then we will proceed. Let me get my art glitter glue. And I'm going to press this back out so this will lay flat for just a moment. And I'm going to go ahead and put glue on the large mat. And I'm going to lay this down, and I want to make sure I'm getting that nice little 1/4 inch border all around. And then we're just going to go ahead and press this down. And then we're going to put the mats on this piece. And this is going to go like this. Now I'm going to have all these mat dimensions will come up on the video as well as in the description. But this piece right here is 5 1/4 by 2. And these smaller pieces, they are 1 1/4 by 2, and you need 2 of them. And you could use sticky tape on this card if you wanted to. Totally up to you. I just as soon go with the art glitter glue as anything. For the fact I know that it sticks really well. It dries very quick, and I can get the card done a lot faster. If I have to do tear and tape, it takes me longer. And I'm doing the same thing with these. I'm just putting them down and trying to center it in that spot. Alright, we got the mats on, so now we're going to turn this piece over because we need to work within the second square right here. And I am going to go ahead and put my cap on my glue. And so let's see if we got enough of of course this was the piece that I dropped. Okay, we're going to try this over because I'm sure my placement was wrong. Alright, we need that piece to be 2 by 2 1/4. So I am going to cut it at 2. And 2 1/4. And we're going to score . I'm going to lay this in my track again, and I'm just going to score between those little tick marks that I made right there and right there. And then we'll fold that back. I think that's a good placement right there. Okay, that is working. I am going to trim off just a little bit right there on the top, and that's not a problem because nobody's going to really know when this pops up whether you trimmed it or not. So I'm going to lay that down right there. Let's see if we can pull it down a little bit more. I'll tell you what, we're going to leave it like that. I like it like that. Okay, now I'm just going to work this into that glue to make sure it's adhered. and that looks really good. So now what we need to do is put our card together. Now this is where you would decide if you want to put anything here, but remember I cut, what did I do on my little die cuts? I cut these two little squares right here, and we're going to put those together. I'm going to glue these two together, and then we're going to take our scissors and just fussy cut around the edges a little bit. It's not hard to do, and it's going to make a great statement sitting right about here. I think that's so pretty. We'll put a little sentiment on there, and we got to stamp our bird and have him coming up out of the card saying hello. So let me go ahead and stamp the bird before we put this together. And I got a piece of heavy white cardstock to do that on. This is the Not Your Mama's cardstock, and it's extra heavy. It's like 130 pounds, and I love this for making it makes almost like a little chipboard accent. And I love doing my stamping on this because it's so crisp. Since I am going to color with alcohol markers, I'm going to go ahead and use my Memento. And where is my little stamp? My little birdie is right here. I'm going to make sure I got my birdie on here perfect, because it looked like the tail feathers were hanging off just a little bit. That looks good. So I'm going to ink him up, or her. I'm not sure which bird this little birdie is, but I think he's so cute. I'm just going to put nice even pressure all over this. And there's our bird. How cute. Now I'm just going to wipe my stamp off for just a minute. I'll set that over there. And I'm going to pull out some inks that I want to color this bird with. And I'm going to go with the two darkers of the blue. And I'm also going to pull out, I think I want his chest to be sort of a yellow, but kind of a paler yellow. So I'm going to go with the lighter yellow. We may come back in and accent a little bit with the medium yellow. So those four markers I know that I want to use. So I'm going to come in with the lighter of the two blues, and this one is 427. And I'm just going to go all over and color our bird with this color. And we're going to come back and accent. Now I'm not going to color his chest because I want to use that yellow on his chest. But I am going to get all around his tail feathers and his head. Not do his beak because we're going to color that another color. Isn't that a pretty shade of blue? Okay. I might do just a little bit right there, and maybe a little bit right there. And now I'm going to let this kind of air dry. Even though it's alcohol and it does dry very quickly, you want it to be dry so when you put down your next color, it doesn't get muddled. Sometimes when you move too fast with alcohol markers, it will cause your colors to get muddled. And we don't want muddled colors. Look at that pretty yellow robin redbreast. It looks like a robin to a degree, doesn't it? Alright, I'm going to come back in now with the dark blue, and this is 429. And I'm just going to just put some lines where the lines are on here. And then we're going to wait just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and pull out my orange to do his little beak. And I'm going to go under here with a darker orange. And then we're going to do a lighter orange on the top of the beak. And just sometimes that little teeny bit of detail will make the difference in the way your card looks, or your image. Okay, so now I'm going to come back in with the lighter blue, and we're just going to kind of blend that out. And all this does is just helps keep the colors from looking harsh. It just kind of blends them in a little bit. And I love the way he looks. Isn't that cute? Now I'm going to do a little extra something right here, and I'll show you. Let me get these markers put back up. And we're going to grab one more marker, and I want something that is sort of a grayish brown, and I think my Pebble Beach would probably be perfect for that. And let's see, brown sugar, is that the Pebble Beach? I always have to look because I am not sure. Brown sugar. Cookies and cream. I'm sorry. This is one that's almost impossible to get, so I'm not going to use that. These have been out of stock forever. I got mine early on before these became so popular. But let's look at Pebble Beach, and because that one is available. And we have soft taupe and Stonehenge and ancient fossil. So let's see if we can. This is the soft taupe, so I think this might work for what I want. I just want to put a little color down here by his feet. No rhyme or reason, just a little place where it looks like he's landed. Okay. Now we're going to get our little scissors, and whatever pair of scissors that you have that you fussy cut with. I love these cutter bees because they are awesome. And I'm just going to come in and just cut him out of here. I like to just kind of cut my piece out and then I come back and trim it. It's easier for me to hold it and maneuver it. So I'm just going to come in like this. We have a rainy morning here this morning. It started pouring last night. The good thing is we didn't get the bad storms that they had originally said we might get, and for that I am extremely thankful. So I am just going to come up on this side. And when I get to his feet, I'm just going to cut to the side of them. And I'm going to come back out now around this little piece that I've colored. And I'm just going to make it an oval. Just like that. And then come back around like this. let's have our bird ready. You know, this is always the tedious part of making the card. But there we go. There's our little birdie, and how cute is he? So I'm going to move this out of my way. And let's come back over now and let's go ahead and put our card together. The first thing we want to do is glue this side right here to this side. Now I like to lay this down just like this, making sure I've got it flush to the bottom and flush to the side. And I'm going to draw myself just a tiny, oops, didn't get that where I wanted it, just a tiny little line right above that. And what that's going to tell me is I don't need to go any higher than that with my glue, because I'm going to put my glue right here. So I'm going to grab my art glitter glue again, and I'm going to come down right below that little dot, and then that's where I'm going to concentrate my glue. Then I'm just going to take this piece and I'm going to lay it down into this glue. I'm going to lay it out because this needs to be even, even, even. And I just work it down. Once I know I've got it placed, then I'll take my bone folder and really kind of work that. And I need a pencil that's got a little bit better eraser on it. And we'll get rid of that mark. Okay, our card is starting to come together. So now we need to do the same thing over here on this side. We need to put glue just on this piece. So I'm going to go ahead this over just like this and get it down where it is flush with this side, making sure that it's to the edge of the corner and that it's fitting perfect. There we go. Alrighty, so now our card is together, our piece is popping up. So the only thing we have left to do is a little stamping. Take my bone folder and just go over everything again to make sure everything is where it needs to be. And see, that helped the card lay flatter. Oh, this is so cute. I love it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this piece to this piece. And I'm going to do that. I don't want the edges to glue down, so I'm going to put some glue right in the middle of this, just like that, and then I'm going to lay this down right on top of that. And again, I'm going to take my bone folder and just smush that glue down. And then this is again where I'm going to grab my scissors and I want to just trim out around these little scalloped edges. Just getting that little bit of extra out from under there, but leaving enough so that it peekaboos through. See what I mean? And I mean, you can come in if you want to get really fancy, you can come in and just, you know, take it out. But for me, it works if I just come in and go underneath the edge of that just ever so slightly. It's easy once you get under the edge of it. It sounds like somebody's out there cutting grass, but I don't think they are. I think it's some heavy equipment on the other road. But it sounds like it's right here under my window. I don't know if y'all are hearing it through the microphone or not, but it is loud. been a lot of construction going on in my neighborhood. I don't know if they're doing something with the water lines or what's going on. We haven't gotten a notice or anything about it, but kind of strange. Okay, we got that trimmed out. So now we're ready to put this on our card. And what I'm going to do is I want to pop this like this. How pretty is that? Oh, so pretty. Okay, on this one, it's going to say, thanks for being you. And I think that's such a pretty sentiment. And I'm going to go in, with, since I got this out, I'm going to go in with this Memento ink. I'm stamping it off on a piece of scrap just to make sure that it's gonna look good on here. So with this on the angle, making it like a diamond, I am going to try to get this right in the middle. And there we go. Looks really good. So that's 2 down and 1 to go. Now the last one, let's go ahead and get this glued down. So we're going to glue this right here. I just put that glue on the wrong side. No biggie, we're just going to wipe it off. And I need to put it on that side. Just like this. I'm just going to press on this to make sure I got it adhered. And there's the glue that's oozing out from under it, and that's okay. Alright, we're going to take our little bluebird now and put him right about here. I think Toby always knows when I'm doing a video because that's when he wants to be verbal. Alright, let's put our cover back on our ink before I stick my hand in it. And on our bird, I want him to sit about like that. And we're going to put hello back there. And I'm going to put some glue on him. It's not exactly the angle that I wanted, but let's see. Let's see if we can put this down over the bird. Kind of give an idea where I want to cut this. Maybe from there to there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my ruler down on top of where I drew those lines, and I'm going to make a connecting line between them. And then I'm just going to use my scissors and I'm going to cut this off. I'm trying to think. Sorry I got silent on y'all, but I'm thinking. I think I need to stamp that before I put it down. So this is going to be a tedious little piece to stamp on, but let's give it our best shot. Let's bring this over, and it's going to be sitting like this. And I got my little hello loaded up here on the block. So I am going to load that really well, and we're going to put hello right there. I'm not pleased with that. Tell you what, let's do it and then cut it. Much better. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this piece up here. And that kind of gives me a guideline of where to cut this. So I'm just going to trim this out kind of the same angle. It's a little bit sharper, but let's see if it'll work. And we're going to go ahead and adhere this down. Now, in hindsight, I would have done this in the solid side, and we would have had no problem with stamping hello right there in the corner before we even put the bird on. I love that. Look at that. Okay, we need to decide if we want to put any more embellishments on here, if we want to stamp anything else on here. And I am thinking I like this one right here where it says the world needs more of you. Trying to decide, and I think I do want something right there. Your friendship means the world to me. I love that. And that would be a focal point right here on the card. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp it on a die that we're going to find a pretty die to put right there. So, and then that way to say your friendship means the world to me. Thanks for being you. And that'll be on the card. And then when they open it, it'll pop up and say, hello. I like that. So, let's see what, I want to use a cream for this. And I've got a little scrap piece right here. So, let me find a die that I want to use and get my die cut. And then I will be right back. Okay, we're back, and what I did is I found this little die right here, and I love these dies, and it's like it has a stitched edging on it, and I thought that would be so cute on this card. So this is the die I used, and that came from my ovals, and these are the Sizzix Dotted Ovals is what they're called. So, and I used the next to the smallest. One larger than the smallest, and I love the way those look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this down right about here. I just want the card to have a little something that it's saying something, but before I put anything down I need to stamp it, and I put your friendship means the world to me. And I'm going to put this right here. And I'm going to bring this down so I can get this as centered as much as possible. I hope I'm not getting in the view of the camera. That's one of the hardest things when you're videoing. You can't always get over top of what you're doing without getting your head totally in the camera. So I do apologize if I did. I usually don't know whether I did or not until I go back and edit my video. That is gorgeous. It's exactly what I wanted. And now we're going to just set this stamp over here. And we're going to put this down. And I'm thinking, I don't think I want to pop it up. I think I just want it to go flush to the card right there. So I'm just going to grab some more glitter glue. Let me put my top back on my ink. Get that out of the way. And now I'm just going to open up my glue. And I am going to just put some glue on the back of that. And then we're going to lay it down just like this. And that still pops up with no problem. That's what I was worried about by putting something there. But it does still work, which is great. Now we have one more little detail that I want to put on here, and that's some pearls. So I am going to grab, I want some antique looking pearls, not the real white ones. So let's see if I've got some in my little jewel box. Seems like everything is white. This might work. I think we can get away with those. They've got a little bit of iridescence to them where they don't look totally white. I know I've got some that are stark white like this. See, and these look softer. Yeah, I think we can go with those. So, I always have a box full of embellishments, and I buy these when I catch them on clearance or on sale or, you know, whatever. I'm always looking for a bargain. So I'm going to use my little tool, and I'm going to come over and I want one to live right there. And of course we want one. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to pull off a whole line of these. See, these come off like this, where you can put like a whole line on your card. I don't want a whole line, but I do want a couple right here. Some, maybe 3. You know, we like to do things in 3s. But I'm going to cut one off that's going to go. I'll lay these back down. Let's put the one right here. And I'm going to put a couple right there. So I'm going to cut 3 off. And then from here, I'm going to cut 2 off. So I'm going to close this card up, and I want the 2 to go right like that. And then we have that one left over that's stuck on my scissors, and that's okay. We're going to pull him off, and it's going to go right there. I want it there or here. I think maybe here. Yep. I like that. I think that dresses it up just enough to make this gorgeous. And look, our mechanism still works. Yay! And you know, if you wanted to, you could put another oval or a strip or something here. You could do a ribbon, a bow, you know, whatever you like. It's your card. It's your rules. So you could decorate this anyway. But basically, I wanted to, teach you how to do this card that is super cute. And I can't wait to see what y'all do with this. So if you make this card, post it over on our Facebook group, Random Acts of Crafting by Kathy Champion. And if you have not subscribed to the group, please do so. Run over and just ask to join, and you will be approved pretty quickly, and then you can post all of your creations and share your inspiration with all of us, and we love that. So if you could do that, that would be great. I'm going to zoom y'all in just a little bit so you can see this card. Isn't that gorgeous? I love the softness of these colors. And you've got a place back here. If you wanted to glue a regular piece of cardstock on the back of this and write your little note, that would be perfect. But I think this card came together really, really well. The other thing I want to tell you, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and ring the little bell beside of it, and you can choose how you receive notifications. So that way you don't miss a video every time I put one up. You'll get a little notification to let you know that I have a new video up, but you can always come and watch them at your leisure. So just because you get a notification doesn't mean that you've got to stop what you're doing and run over and take care of that, because the videos aren't going anywhere. They'll be there for you to watch right on through. So thank you so much. I'm so appreciative of my audience. Y'all aren't my audience. Y'all are my crafty family and friends. And I love y'all so much. And I hope that everybody's doing well, staying well. And it looks like we're on the brink of opening things back up. I just pray that with every opening that things will go smooth and we won't have an upsurge in cases of COVID. And that's the only thing that we can do, is pray for one another and uphold each other in our prayers. And I do that. I call out as many of your names as I know and can. And, some of you are in touch with me more than others, so of course I get to know you better that way. So if you have been one of those people that just comes and watches but you never leave a comment, please leave a comment. Let me know that you're watching my videos and that that you're inspired. That's my most important thing. I want to know that I'm inspiring you to create something beautiful. So on this note, we're going to close out, and I always tell you that always let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is so worthy of our honor and our praise and our love and our mercy. He shows all of that to us in 100-fold. So be kind to someone today. Show the love of Jesus that lives in you. Let it shine forth to this dark world that we live in. I love you all so much. Until we craft again. Bye-bye.